Nobody wants a boring PDF or checklist or something like that. Give them something from you, meaning a video training or some sort of interaction with you. For me, I do Zoom events, massive value. Show up, learn something, 5 days notice. I had 40 people in a Zoom event. So give them you. Hey, welcome to the podcast where dreams meet determination and success is just around the corner. I'm your host, Suzanne Taylor-King, and I'm here to help you unlock the full potential of your business and your life. Welcome to Unlock Your Way with STK. Let's unlock your path to success together. Good morning, everyone. Suzanne Taylor-King here for a live coaching session. This is going to be fun. Good morning, Jeff.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm great.
Thank you for being brave.
You're welcome. Thanks for taking the time.
Yeah, well, let's talk a little bit about who you are and what you do. Why don't you tell me a little bit about that?
So I am a self-development sensei and a Reiki practitioner. And my business is Food for Thought, which is an empowering and motivational self-development service where I support you with holistically achieving any goal that you have. And what I do is I support you with unlocking your unused and unlimited potential so that you can create massive results in all areas of your life. I find that how we do one thing is how we do everything. And what I help people with is to really become self-aware and develop a high level of self-mastery, where they'll then be able to find solutions and possibilities that they maybe previously couldn't have imagined. And what I really do is support them with becoming self-confident with an abundance of self-love, self-worth, and self-respect. And we also remove self-limiting beliefs, self-limitations, and self-sabotage.
Okay. My second question, the pain points that you solve should be number one when you talk about what you do. Imagine if you had just introduced yourself in a way that was like, I help people go from overwhelmed and lacking X, Y, and Z to where you take them to. Or starting with a powerful statement of somebody in that space. So I work with entrepreneurs. So when I say I help entrepreneurs, I never say I help or I do this. It's all about them. So it's a great explanation of what you do, the results that you achieve. But when you're out there in the public talking about what you do, talk about it in a way by identifying those problems, you're going to get more people raise their hand and say, oh shit, that's me. That's me. He just said overwhelmed procrastinator. Oh, self-identify. That's me. Does that make sense?
It does.
Cool. All right. So where do you want to go today with this conversation? What would be the most impactful for you and have you walk away saying, wow, that was great conversation?
Yeah, I think exactly kind of where we just touched on, to be able to better, I guess, describe or captivate the right individuals, and including when like my referral partners are keeping an eye out for what an ideal kind of connection would be. I make connections constantly, but the return isn't nearly parallel, where part of it is my responsibility, where it's like, am I properly articulating what that looks like? And so, like this description and kind of flipping the order of what are the pain points and then how do you solve it versus what do you solve with the pain points? Something
I like to have my clients do is do a who do you know email out to their referral partners or most recent connections. So imagine if you got an email from me that said, hey, Jeff, it was great to meet you. Here's what I look for in clients. here's the characteristics. And whether it's demographics or psychographics or a combination of both, I'm letting everyone I know that I work with entrepreneurs who are action takers. They're tired of the BS online. They want action and they want results quicker. They don't have time to invest in another year-long program that gives them nothing but fluff. They need a client now. They need more now. So by putting that out there, that those are the problems I solve, getting people out of their own way, getting entrepreneurs unstuck. That's so much more impactful than me saying, I'm a secret weapon for entrepreneurs.
That sounds pretty good too, though.
Yeah, it does. But that allows people to make up their own definition. What does that mean? Secret weapon's cool. And I feel like a superhero when I say it. Much love, self-development sensei sounds really cool. But if they don't know what Reiki is or a sensei is, how do I know if you're the person for me?
That's true, yeah, even on the Reiki side.
Yeah. So let's come up with 3 powerful things for those referral partners to listen for on your behalf.
Yeah, like somebody that is maybe complaining or has a pain point around something that they actually control. How can that be better?
So victim mode.
Yeah.
Do you know somebody who's stuck in victim mode, in constant stories of so-and-so did this to me, so-and-so did that to me, this happened, that happened, that's why I'm not successful? That person who's stuck in victim mode is looking for self-empowerment, which is one of the things you said you help with.
That's such a nicer and gentler way of phrasing it than how it runs through my head.
I know, me too. Me too.
Okay, I like that one. Let's see. Another one is lack of self-confidence or very negative self-talk.
Yeah, that's something where if you say that, the negative self-talk, the chatter up here constantly telling you can't or you should be, or everybody's going to raise their hand for that because everybody has that. Everybody has mental chatter. You're fat, you're old, you're ugly. You're fat, you're old. Oh my God, look at the wrinkles. Blah, 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 blah. So you're going to have people saying, oh, I have that. Jeff, I have that.
Yeah.
You can get rid of that?
Like communication, I think, is another big one.
Okay.
Can I articulate that? Like communication with friends, family, and then self-talk as well, right? Like, so all forms of conversation.
Struggling with relationships. Or struggling in relationship with others. Doesn't mean you fix relationship problems, but improving energy, communication.
I guess how would I say, like, better listening as well as better understanding? No, like for the other, better communication, right? So what you're saying is being received by whoever's listening.
Yeah.
Well as, like, better active listening, but like summed up.
Oh, check out appreciative inquiry and just do a Google search for that. It's all public information because of the research that was done about appreciative inquiry. It was actually developed by a doctor for use in the medical field, and he made all his research public. And I can grab his name for you. But if you look that up, you'll see that that's probably the problem that you solve. You helping people get into that mindset of listening and curiosity, and because that immediately gets you out of victim mode. It immediately, if you're doing it with yourself, you're doing it with other people, it immediately gets you out of that victim space.
Yeah, it says in the core of it, define the topic. Number 2 is discover the best of what is. Number 3 is dream what might be. 4 is design what will be. And then 5 is destiny, sustain the developments.
Now, the second thing I would do, after this who do you know email would be really look at where you're networking and where you're meeting people. And are the people that you're meeting aware of the scope of work that you do? Because you tend to be in the holistic space, right? Yeah. You can have a conversation with an acupuncturist or a naturopathic doctor, a holistic health coach, a holistic nutritionist, and they're going to understand the framework kind of from where you're coming from. But if you go to a networking group that's full of financial advisors, CPAs, more linear people, they're not going to understand where you're coming from. And it's going to be harder to get referrals and introductions.
Yeah, I've noticed that. So some of the in-person, I guess, they're not technically networking events, but I guess it depends on how you look at it. But there's like groups of people that get together in the holistic space for a variety of healings with different modalities.
Yeah.
And I started to step into that space where it's like, okay, I show up and I offer Reiki. And then from there, exchanging contact information and getting to know people. And yeah, that's been an interesting return in a shorter period of time than virtual networking events, very much like you're saying, where it's, entrepreneurs in all different fields where there's a level of describing what I do to have it make sense, to be like, oh, like that's a thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, what would it be like if you combined the two of those?
Yeah, I think that would be great. What I've personally found so far is that in terms of Reiki, I have created more powerful experiences in person, which is why, like, for the in-person networking that I do, it's Reiki focused versus the self-development side that can be virtual and anyone, anywhere, in just about anywhere on the planet, as long as they speak English.
Right.
And so there's kind of that separation of it, and I am trying to fuse the two together where, at the end of all of my self-development conversations, there's an element of meditation that I have my clients walk through where I'm also sending them virtual Reiki. The virtual Reiki is effective, but the experience is less tangible in the way that I perceive it because of how I think logical I tend to be like, okay, well, did you feel that? Versus when I'm in person, you can, like, I can definitely feel the transfer of energy, and so can they. Versus virtually, part of this too is my own self-limiting beliefs around, like, is that creating an impact? So it's interesting to have that coincide, and as I do it more and more, the results get better and better. And I think part of that is self-confidence. But so in terms of merging the two, for how can I step into, I guess, virtual spaces that have collectives of holistic individuals that have this understanding. I think maybe I just haven't come across it yet, or the spaces I have found weren't aligned to kind of what I was portraying, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, the old-fashioned route of going to Facebook and looking for groups in your space and becoming known in a select number of those groups, it's different than it used to be. It used to be I could do that and, get 100 people on my list in a couple days. It's a little bit different now, but you can use it as a research place, right? Joining a couple of those groups that are in your space and find out what they're talking about, what problems are being mentioned, what questions are being asked. That'll be really powerful for you to see, well, who's asking those questions. You can go to Amazon and do this research by pulling up every single book on the topic. And it could be Reiki. It could be energy medicine. It could be personal development. Looking at the top books in those genres and seeing what the comments are. Read the reviews, especially the negative ones. Negative reviews, negative conversations, meaning, okay, here's the top book on Reiki. And what did that book not cover? Oh, and you just start keeping track of those things. And those are the things that are going to resonate with more people because they haven't found that information somewhere else. You see where I'm going with that?
Yeah. No, that's a really good idea. And I think
you can do it on YouTube too. YouTube has comments. Look for those negative ones.
Yeah, I think I've kind of overlooked the utilization of Facebook.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it used to be, back in the day when I started on social media, Facebook, I could put something out there and, grab 100 people for my group. Thousands of clients came from Facebook when I was a health coach, when I was a nutritionist, when I was a fitness instructor, and that's a saturated market. Yeah. And I still was able to grab 60, 70 people for a group coaching program. Could never do that today using those same skills on Facebook just because it's changed. But you can still grab great research. And if you're willing to spend a little bit more time in one of those large holistic groups and look at who's the moderator, who's the admin of those groups, they're going to understand what you do. You make friends with them. You see what value you could add to the group. I'm in groups where I show up and I give a workshop for free, or I show up and charge a small amount for a workshop and a group will let me promote it. It's because I know I'm solving a problem that I've already seen that group has. But you got to know what those problems are first. Right. So Amazon, YouTube for that. And don't underestimate online forums. There's still a ton of people asking questions on Quora.
Oh, yeah.
I know a coach who she's in the high performance habits space.
Okay.
She has 40,000 followers on Quora because she answers questions powerfully. That's it. That's all she does. And leads come from that. People visit her profile, they follow her, they get on her email list. But that's her single focus, is doing that. That makes a difference too. If you're spread too thin, where are you currently interacting on social media? What does that look like?
So I post daily to LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. LinkedIn and Instagram, I think, are the ones that I engage in the most.
Mm-hmm.
The others kind of just exist.
Okay. Is there a clear path from each one of those platforms to getting on your list, booking an appointment with you?
I need to double check that, but there should be. I think all of them have there's in all of my profiles there should be links to my beacons, which is a link tree that has all of my links. The top one being to schedule a one-on-one call.
Okay. What would it look like if you had something to get them on your list instead of you still want to do a one-on-one call until you're booked, but to get on your list and get something of massive value from you.
You mean like a mailing list that I'm working, developing and haven't done yet?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't have like an option to like drop your email and sign up for my mailing list because I don't.
Yeah. And nobody wants a boring PDF or checklist or something like that. Give them something from you, meaning a video training or some sort of interaction with you. For me, I do events. I do Zoom events. Massive value. Show up, learn something. 5 days notice, I had 40 people in a Zoom event. So give them you, even if you record it and put it on a page later. Yeah, depending on what email service provider you're going to use, you could have the opt-in page have a video on it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm using Pinnacle AI now, but I have to get versed in all things in it. There's so much functionality that I need to really, I've blocked off time in my calendar just to start to learn it.
Yeah. But you don't want to spend time learning a new platform if you need clients.
It's a CRM that has like a bunch of functionality that will streamline the things I'm doing kind of separately in different spaces, parts of which I'm using like Google Sheets to track some things that I'm like, this would be way more efficient.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is great. I have a bunch of homework now, Suzanne.
I know. I'm notorious for that. When you streamline this, everybody goes to the same thing. So from every platform, they end up at the same place. And your images on those platforms need to say, like your Facebook personal profile needs to say, click here to get XYZ. And when they click on the image, there's a little space for you to put a blurb and a link. Do you know how many people land on my Facebook personal profile every month? Hundreds. You want to grab them. You want to give them something of value in that little blurb and get them on your list.
So you said when they're on your personal profile, you want a section where it says click here to get the thing, right? Like
whatever it is.
Or something.
Yeah.
What was the other part of it? You said to
click here to watch my video training on X. Click here to grab XYZ. Sometimes mine says, click here to join my community. Sometimes mine says, click here to grab my free training in 2 weeks. Join me live. Whatever I have currently.
This is part of your profile, like bio or description?
Mm-hmm. And the image. And the image.
Your profile picture too.
Yes. And just click on mine if you want to see the example.
Yeah, okay. Because I see it, but I don't know if I've integrated or understood that that's what that it was like the profile image or, yeah.
Well, lots of people click on your image, like even your little round image on LinkedIn or Facebook. People want to see it closer. Oh, let me see that. Right? And when they click on it, there's a little message there from you that says, get my training.
Right.
And nobody wants more emails, right? Email marketing does work, but they have to know you.
Yeah.
If I get emails from somebody I don't know, never read them.
Yeah.
So if they watch a training from you, And then they get an email from you the next day. Oh, that's from Jeff. I just watched a training from him. So you're establishing that relationship and sealing it in a little faster.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. Was this helpful?
Yeah, I have 2 pages of notes and probably a dozen things to do now.
All right, cool. All right, you'll come back again and let me know how this turned out, okay?
Oh, I got a due date now too, huh?
Well, yeah, if there's not a due date, what good is it?
I know. So, okay, what is mine by when?
I'd say by next Friday.
Oh, shit.
Come on, I could do all that in one day. Let's go. Let's do it. Get it done.
Let's see. What is that, the 15th?
Yeah.
Okay. Challenge accepted.
Awesome. You heard that, everyone. He accepted publicly. Jeff, tell everyone how to get in touch with you and reach out to you.
So my website is food4thought408.com. 408 is the area code I'm in, San Jose, California. The other option is to check out my Beacons page or Instagram. They have the same handle, which is Yukikazu, Yukikazu.
All right, we're gonna have to talk about that. It's way too hard. Got to make that easier. I know. Foodforthought.com. 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 Food for thought. Instagram.
Boy.
Food for thought. I don't care. That's easy to remember, right? Okay. You know, I say everything with love.
Oh, absolutely.
All right. Have a great day.
Thanks.
Welcome. Thank you for tuning in to another empowering episode of Unlock Your Way. I hope you found today's discussion inspiring and you're ready to take your business and personal growth to that next level. If you're feeling as fired up as I am and eager to unlock that full potential, I'm here to help you on your journey and provide that personalized guidance tailored to your unique goals and challenges. Simply book a one-on-one coaching call with me and we'll dive deep into your business aspirations and see how we could co-create a roadmap for your success. And whether you're striving to scale an enterprise or just getting started, I'm here to support you every step of the way. To schedule your coaching call, simply visit the website at unlockyourwaywithstk.com, click on the Book a Call button, and we'll turn your dreams into that reality. Subscribe and review on your favorite podcast platform and on YouTube. Plus, you can join over 800 entrepreneurs in the Idea Lab Facebook group. Let's make success as an entrepreneur happen together. Until next time, I'm STK. Keep dreaming big, stay focused, and most of all, have fun while you're doing it.